think a leader needs to be the one that helps set a vision to where you want to go. That's important, and then also set the example of how to get there. Like as a leader, I would not ask of others that something that I would not do. So I think that's very important to do. Um, as I have gained experience, one of the things that I've learned is that as a leader, you cannot only just focus on that vision and get there, but also as part of your responsibilities to help build the talent of those that are in your team and around you. So that has transformed me, and now I view that things that we need to do as leaders is getting to that vision state, but also making sure that we help those around us to be the best they can be.
I love it. Goodness gracious. All right.
I think something I learned early as a leader that my mentor told me is that as a leader, the best thing you can do is always build relationships because that's going to help you throughout the entire life, not just at work, but also at play, at home. You have to build good relationships. So I think my style is that of more of an engaging. I think that when we engage people, we uh, get them to be 100%. If you have that inspiration in them and you engage them in a way that they see what you're seeing, and then they will do that best versus if they are not really engaged, well, they're going to do just enough, right? So you have to be mindful of others and make sure that you're engaging and inspiring that change and that improvement and that trying to be the best you can be all the time in others. Now, I take sometimes as a leader, you have to come in and make a decision if that has to happen. So I guess situational, you may have to do that at times, but the best way for me has been to be engaging and trying to get that inspiration in others and share my dreams and my vision with others.
Love it. Goodness.
Finding leadership behaviors, first and foremost, I think integrity has to be one of them because as leaders, we need to be held to a higher standard. We're setting the examples and we need to be making sure that always do what's right. So that's one. And with integrity, I think comes empathy as well. As I was sharing earlier on how the importance of engaging others. I think empathy helps you understand others' point of view, and that helps you get that engagement. Um, Building on that, I think respect is one. Understanding that you work with people with different backgrounds, with different opinions, so you have to be respectful for that because it's always going to be much better result what we do together with that differences versus what I can do by myself. So understanding that, and then the last one is, I guess, building upon that, understanding that we as a team with that diversity that we can build upon, will always get a better result versus one person doing it on its own. So I guess integrity, empathy, engaging through respect and building upon the opinion of others.
My goodness.
I tell you, I have been very fortunate to have a lot of people in my life, both personal and professional, that have mentored me in the different stages in my life. I would go back, however, to that role model that was my first team leader, and he hired me into the work I have today after 33 years. He was the one who hired me, and he helped me form my early stages in leadership. He's the one who taught me that building relationships is one of the most important things that as a leader you can do. He taught me how important respect was. So I think he has been a real mentor to me through the years. His name is Javier Chazaro, and I came to see him the other day after so many years, and it was so awesome. Now he has very high expectation of us. a very high expectation of me as a leader. But again, he set the example, and he was supportive, and he was always teaching and making sure that I became better and better each day.
Love it. Love it. Good.
Joyce, I'd probably have to say seeing the fruit of what we plant. We plant a little seed in those that we work with and those that we serve, planting that seed and then seeing how they become successful and good people, good leaders, good citizens. That's to me has been a great joy. It makes me proud. I had the honor of mentoring other young leaders myself, and when I see what they accomplish, it's like it makes me proud, and it makes me think, hey, I was a little part. I had a little part in that, and it's not just at work. Also outside, when working with youth in our community, that also makes me very proud. My own kids, I'm very proud of what they have accomplished in life. They're trying to find their way in life now, and they're doing amazing. So I think knowing that I can change the world a little bit through helping others become better persons, that to me is joyful, I think.
I love that so much, Ernesto. And just for the record, I'm a witness to it. You've had an impact on my life.
Sometimes I think my biggest challenge is sometimes we get to do tasks or things that we see are significantly enormous, huge, and we don't know what to do. And I'll share two stories. One is a personal story with my son. So he was diagnosed with a disease that had no cure and it was very painful for him. And at that point, being the father of the family, being the leader of the family, I didn't know what to do. It was such a big task. Where do I even go to help him? The second story at work I'll share is when I was tasked to be part of building a new facility, a new manufacturing facility from scratch. So we had to start from zero, building the building, installing the machines, hiring people, training, and it was an enormous task where 100 things could go wrong every day. But in both stories, I think the way to overcome is first of all knowing that you're not alone. You surround yourself with people that have knowledge, that have expertise, that gain insights of that. With my son, we learn a lot about this disease. We learn what we could do to help him. At work, we all had the same goal of starting up safely on and on time. So having that same goal, same vision help. But if you surround with people, with the right people, and you listen to them, you get the right insights, get to know a little bit more of that task, then even if it's such a big task, it becomes smaller in your eyes because you get to know a little bit more about it. And then when you see that it's something you can accomplish, then go and get it.
Very well said and great examples. Good.
Again, go back to building relationships. That could be my number one, because that's the way where you can have a good network, where you can help others and get help from others. In just uh, when you unite with that network, you can accomplish many more things. So that's one for building relationships. The second one I could say, be humble, right? You don't have to be perfect as a leader. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. It's okay to show that you don't know something and that you're willing to learn and accept that. So be humble all the time, but always drive forward. Um, I used to go hiking a lot, and we used to go hiking a mountain that was 19,000 feet above the sea level, and it was frustrating because you would take one step and then it will slide back one half a step, and you take one other step, but you're always driving forward. If you want to get to the top of that hiking, if you want to see what's out there and the view that's so beautiful out there, you have to always drive forward, even if you slide back at times. And the last one, and this is something I learned from my son during his disease, is always keep smiling. And during that problem he had, he always kept that smile. You don't know when somebody needs a smile to keep going. So you need to do that for them and for yourself, because when you smile, you automatically get some optimism in your heart, and then things become more reasonable, more achievable. So I would say always keep smiling. It's gonna be okay.
Incredible.